These facts will further your understanding of Paul's letters. So far in this series, we've explored how Paul is a spiritual descendant of Gamaliel. Paul is Gamaliel's disciple. Gamaliel was a leading Pharisee from Beit Hillel, which means school or house of Hillel. You see, in Judaism, there are two main schools of thought, two opposing parties. One is Shammai, and the other Hillel. Shammai was a Jewish leader who lived around the 1st century, around the time of Jesus. Hillel came on the scene just a little earlier than Shammai. Shammai was conservative in his relationship with the Torah. His rulings were strict. Hillel, on the other hand, was very liberal, very lenient. For example, Shammai believed that if your wife's appearance wasn't all that up to snuff, you shouldn't lie about it when asked. It's never okay to lie, according to Shammai. Whereas Hillel said, tell her she looks good, even though she may need a little help. Another example. Shammai taught that it's never okay to divorce your wife unless she commits adultery. It's the very same thing that Jesus taught. But Hillel, on the other hand, said it's okay to divorce your wife for little things. If your wife burns your toast, divorce her, get another one. That's how they differed regarding Torah. Shammai, very strict. Hillel, very lenient, to say the least. Paul was from the school of Hillel. We know this because Gamaliel, Paul's father in the faith, was Hillel's grandson. Gamaliel's liberal and lenient approach might explain why he told everyone to leave the Christians alone in Acts chapter 5. So what does this mean? And how does this apply to Paul's letters? First of all, Paul is commonly interpreted as being very flippant about the Torah, haphazardly disregarding the Torah, frivolous. Could this be an extension of Hillel's very lenient and liberal approach? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Paul perfectly reflected the theology of Hillel, but I am saying that Paul may have taken Hillel's approach to the next level. Just remember that as you read Paul. But what about Jesus? Some people believe that Jesus followed the school of the Pharisee Hillel, but it seems as though their view of Jesus is polluted by this syrupy sweet, hyper-nice image of Jesus that is preached in most churches today. Personally, I see Jesus as being more along the lines of Shammai. I know that goes against what some believe, but I just don't see Jesus as being from the school of Hillel. Furthermore, according to Jewish literature, the Messiah will follow the Torah according to Shammai. One thing we do know, when Jesus returns, he will rule and reign from Jerusalem by the Torah. So you better get used to it.